Hi, this is Jim Shields out here in beautiful Chalfont, Pennsylvania. Today I want to give you a little lesson on how to take a fallen tree and turn it into firewood that can be used so it can be processed down into smaller pieces. Now remember, firewood does need to season 6 months, some people say a year, just depends on what type of wood, type of conditions it's drying in, etc. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to use the chainsaw. Notice I have my chaps on, I have my protective headgear, earphones, ear protection, eye protection. Be safe. Now that we have the round cut off, I'm going to show you how you can split it in half and then split it in half again. A couple of things you could do. Number one, you could try and use a maul. Pretty heavy. I think this is like a 10-pounder. This is what a maul looks like. It's not sharp, typically. You can sharpen it if you want. But this maul is going to come down with an explosive force and split through this round. Now, if it's a big round like this one, it might not split. So, a couple things you could try. You could try some wedges. It's always good to have 2 to 3 wedges, and you keep digging them down deep into the wood and the wood. So I'm going to show you the maul, I'm going to show you the wedge method, and then you could also use a splitting axe. So this is a splitting axe right here. That's what it looks like. All right, we're going to hit this thing with the maul first. Notice that there's a crack down the center. I don't want to hit the maul directly in the middle of the wood because it could damage the neck of the axe. I want to try to hit it towards the edge. You want to be safe with your swinging motion, and we'll see if this splits. It may or it may not. Let's check. And actually we got kind of lucky there because it already had a split down the middle. If it didn't have a split down the middle, it might not have been that easy. So I'll show you how to split this side with the splitting axe. This axe was actually put together and refurbished from a friend of mine named Zach, who I met when I became an EMT, and he recently sent this to me, so I'm going to check out how it works today. It seems like it's pretty sharp. So thanks, Zach. A little too thick for this splitting axe. I could keep going at it, but there's better ways to do it. So I'm going to save this splitting axe for another piece. So the next thing I'm going to use are these wedges. I have 2 wedges right here. One kind of bows out and one's just a standard metal wedge. These in combination with a sledgehammer are what a lot of people use to split up their firewood. So I'll show you how this works. I have a big sledgehammer. A smaller sledgehammer is what I prefer. I just didn't bring one out to my camp today. If I can get it in near the edge, there's a little slit right there. Couple taps. There you go. 2 or 3 shots, and we split it in half. We started with one big round, and it's starting to look a little bit more like firewood now. So we're going to split this in half again. Like I was saying before, a friend of mine, Zach, put together this axe for me, refinished it, sent it to me as a gift. He only gives gifts out to people that'll use things, and I thought that was really cool. Him thinking of me. Pretty sharp axe. It's nice. I'm really happy to try it right now to try to split this down. Splitting axe. Nice. Notice how the axe lands on the block so everybody's safe. Right, so the next thing I want to show you is how to baton wood. One thing you could do is you could take your axe, put it into the wood, and hammer on. Never metal to metal, always a big chunk of wood. We have this wood split down a little bit more. We want it to get even smaller. A safer way, and a way that I really like, is to just take a piece of firewood. I use these old axes. These are $7 at Harbor Freight. Dan Wowak up at Coalcracker Bushcraft is always telling me to get rid of these stupid things, but they're cheap and they work well. Notice that I'm on my knees. I don't think you can see that, but I'm on my knees so that if I were to miss the stump, then the axe would go into the ground. Now, you don't ever want your axe to go into the ground, but it's better than going into your leg. Whereas if I was standing, I missed with the axe, boom, right into your leg. Take our beater stick or baton, and then you get a split. Or the important thing about placing the axe on the side is if it does split quick, it's gonna go off to the side. You don't wanna do it like this, because if it splits quick, it comes back towards you. So it is important to go off to the side. So you wanna tap light so that you don't get hurt. All right, right here, and then it's split. Another method that I also learned how to split wood that I really like, I learned from Dan up at Bushcraft a couple years back. And for this, I'm gonna use my Grand Firs Bruck small forest axe. I love this axe. So with this method, you're gonna take the axe and you're gonna put it up near the top of the log and set it in right there. And then you're gonna have the handle sit at the bottom part. Take it, stabilize it, and then you can see it's starting to split. Now I want this to split on the next one and have the axe stick in the stump. When that happens, you take the axe one way here and the wood the other way, and it splits in half. We started with that humongous round, and now we have some more manageable firewood. Now we have a piece like this. I could split this again with my knife if I wanted to baton with my knife, but I wouldn't want to do that because this is my new-ish knife. I think it's called the Mineshaft from Bushcraft. All right, so I'm gonna take the Mineshaft knife here, and I'm gonna try to make some curls, some feathers with this stick. And I'm just gonna kind of find these little peaks here. And you see that nice curl just like that? That's what you want, okay, nice and thin. And you can get them to either stay on the stick or not stay on the stick. But if they're not gonna stay on the stick and they're gonna fall to the ground, you wanna make sure that you have something to catch them in, like a little tarp or a jacket. These nice curls. The more curls, the better. Nice and thin. Look at that. It's a good knife right here. I like it. Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about